All right, good. I think we're in morning still. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. Um, so hopefully you're in the right session that you signed up to come to Breakout of the Norm with digital breakout rooms in Nearpod. So a little bit about me, and I kind of was like, what picture do I want to show? So um, I am a eighth grade physical science honors and STEM 1 teacher in Arlington Community Schools at Arlington Middle. And an interesting thing about this picture, so I know you guys are like Halloween, obviously. I do have a 14-year-old of my own, so I get to spend all of my waking hours with 14-year-olds. I see it very differently when I talk to parents now. So I have on my little superhero shirt here. My son decided that he wanted to actually go trick-or-treating this year. And I was like, what am I going to, he wanted me to dress up. And right the week before this, we had superhero theme something at school. So I was like, double duty, and I'll just wear this outfit again. But I thought it was very appropriate because everybody that's sitting in here, every last one of you are a superhero because you chose to come and invest in yourself so you can invest in your students back in your district. And so, an interesting fact about me is I've worked at the Memphis Zoo. So, before I was a superhero teacher, I actually was a 4-H agent. Now, some of you guys I know saw the 4-H vendor booth out there. So, I actually have a background in agriculture, so in animal science. So, I love working at the Memphis Zoo. They even tried to hire me, but they realized they didn't even pay as much as we make. That's really sad because they were like, we can't afford you. But I love it. I got to still work with children, and I got to play with animals. So two of my favorite things all summer long. And, of course, it's real muggy and nasty, but I didn't care because I got to do two of my favorite things. And you're probably like, Nearpod, I've done, everybody in here has heard of Nearpod, and we're going to look at it, do a little poll, quick poll here. But I am presenting this to you as a Nearpod pioneer, which is their ambassador program. So I love all things Nearpod. My kids will tell you, we do a Nearpod every week. So real quick poll, if you guys, go up to the top for me in the back and click where you see that code. If you guys have a device, you can do this on your cell phone, your laptop, your iPad, if you will get on with me. So if you haven't, this is on a browser, but if you have the app, of course, you can log in as a student today, not as a teacher, on the app, and the code is A975D. A975D. And it would benefit you if you've never been on Nearpod before to actually get on. If you've never been on the student side, to get on so you can see what your students would actually see. All right, everybody's on. If you will click the X for me. All right, so real quick, I want to know, what is your comfort level with Nearpod? And this will tell me if I'm going slow or fast today. So 1, I've never heard of it. 2, I heard of it and used it for a lesson here or there. 3, I use it for lessons only and I like it. 4, I use it often for lessons, activities, and I love it. And 5, I'm a rock star. And click on that little picture up at the top. Yes. I actually made this, so Nearpod Pioneers, we get a newsletter. And in our newsletter last month, it's an interactive newsletter. It's actually made in Nearpod. You ever thought about making an interactive newsletter? Never thought of it. And one of our activities as pioneers was to make a meme. This is the meme that I made. And of course, you guys probably know this commercial. It says Nearpod, put that on everything. That's really not what the commercial says, the little old lady. But, all right, hit the X. All right, click up where it says teacher. So that's another feature. If you haven't been in Nearpod in a while, click on start activity. If you haven't been in Nearpod in a while, you have a student view and a teacher view. So this is our teacher view. That was our student view. All right, we got 46%, 42, I think we got 28% we're still waiting on the answer. 7% no answer. That's another thing I like about Nearpod is the metrics over here. The other thing is I like about Nearpod is you guys can see at the bottom, like your students might log on and then they decide, especially if you're a one-to-one district, which most districts are now, and then they hop off and go do something else, I can see, hey, somebody has gotten off, and I don't even have to call a name. Now, if I want to, I can click on it, and it'll show me who they got on, but then they quickly got off and went to go do something else. And this was great during my observation for those of you who are teachers. You know how that's part of your evaluation. So I was able to address the issue without addressing the issue. All right, so we have, let's look at our percentage. We have 50%, I've heard of it, and I use it. 21%, I've heard of it. I've never heard of it. Oh, wow. And 17.9, I use it often for lessons, and I like it. And we don't have any rock stars? Nobody's confident enough they feel like they're a rock star? Okay, that's okay. All right. So I might not move too fast today. All right, click the forward button for me. The other thing, if you guys noticed, was a timer. Y'all ever have problems with lesson pacing? I used to. So I got a timer on the whole activity, and they're all like, wait one second, and it's like, and over. And I do a little countdown, and we can move on. And it does capture everyone's, at the end, you'll have a nice little report that you can get to see everyone's response. And of course, if they didn't respond, then maybe either they didn't understand what to do, or maybe they just didn't finish it. And you can go and talk maybe to that individual when you do your small group on actually maybe why they didn't finish. So what is our agenda today? And I know you guys have read the description, so you guys see my little Bitmoji down there. I like a Bitmoji. Our first section is what is it? So we're going to be talking about what is a digital breakout room. Then the basics, just how do I make one? I know that's why you came here today. You don't just want to watch me and look at mine. The experience, so you will get a chance to participate today and actually go into a digital breakout room. And then I got a surprise for you at the end. We all like surprises. My students like surprises too, especially good surprises. All right, we're advancing on. All right, so what is it? So a digital breakout room, you may have heard of course. How many guys, by show of hands, have actually done like a physical escape room, whether it was with your family? A lot of people like to do them on the weekends. We're kind of nerdy family like that. We like an escape room. A lot of people like to do them on their vacations. But, of course, it's a game. Everybody likes games right now. I'm thinking about my child who's online, who's probably not doing his schoolwork because he's playing a video game. But solving puzzles and sometimes a little competition. And I keep some competition going in my class every day with our bell work because they want to know that they beat the previous class percentage. And while applying it to high-interest activities to learn skills and content, because we are in the business of educating students, so we still want them to learn, but have fun learning. All right? So this is what we're going to go over today. We're actually going to go over the basics of actually building a escape room or digital breakout room. So first, just like for your lesson, you got to make a plan. Then we're going to talk about how do you design a Bitmoji. By show of hands, and you guys already have a Bitmoji? Awesome. So we don't have to spend a lot of time on that. Then how do you create your virtual classroom that your Bitmoji and all your links are going to go into? Then how to link activities, including Nearpod activities. And then how to link that back to a Google form. All right? All right, if you will click on the plan. So all the documents I'm sharing with you guys today, I'm going to get with somebody because this is a Google folder that I created specifically for this conference. I've been to lots of conferences, and one of the things I like, even when it was on Zoom, is when they provide me with all of the templates and the materials so I can go back and do what they did, because that's my point for actually attending. So inside the Google folder I'm going to actually make available to everyone, you'll find this template. So this is actually a planning template, and as you can see, it was actually adopted from Breakout EDU, and it's a brainstorming template. So the first thing you're going to start with is a backstory, and then you have to plan all of your locks. So if you'll scroll down for me, and this is planning all of your locks, if it's going to be a directional lock, a digital lock, a question lock, if you're going to give hints, and then what is going to be the formatting and the answer. And then here's some ideas, some links to some clue ideas, and some more And then, of course, what content can be used to create your game. So, of course, this can be used for all subjects, all content. You can use it for introduction, you can use it for reinforcement. Maybe you do stations, and you can actually make this, instead of being a live link, like we're using it today, you can make this a student paced. So a lot of times with my lessons, or even for something like this, if I want them to be able to review, get ready for a test, then I'll just make this student pace, and they can actually just go in and just play the game free pace. All right, go back to the Nearpod up at the top. All right. All right, click on. So next is designing your Bitmoji. So everyone in here, for the most part, anybody who does not have a Bitmoji. All right, so you're going to go to this website to actually create your Bitmoji. You can download it onto the app onto your cell phone, and it will actually the account will still actually exist online because it's actually a online platform. The other place that you'll want to do when you get ready to do this, because you're going to be dropping this in, if you'll go up here at the very top, do you see where the URL bar is, and point for me where the star is on the URL all the way to the right and over, right there. And you want to add this extension to your Google Chrome. So this works great in Google Chrome. The other thing to please note about Nearpod, if you'll notice, I have this running in Google Chrome. If you run Nearpod in Safari, you're going to get all kind of glitches. It works best in Google Chrome if you're going to use it when you use this on your desktop. The students, of course, can use this on, it does work on iPads because we are an Apple distinguished school, and so all our kids have iPads. So it does work on iPads, but as a teacher, when you are displaying this, when you're using it, you're going to want to run it in Google Chrome. The other thing is I made all of my slides, including this presentation, in Google Slides, because since it has an extension inside of Google. You can actually make all of your slides inside of Google Slides, and then you can add your activities in from Nearpod as an extension inside of Google Slides. And say, for instance, your school doesn't have Nearpod, you have a free account. If you have a free account, it doesn't hold as much. So then you can't put all of your lessons in there. So a trick around that, which some teachers have shared with me, is to make all their stuff in Google, and then when you run out of space, you just save it over into your account, and then that'll free up space over inside of your Nearpod account. And that's if you have a free account, because it has limited space. All right, go to my account. It should log in. Nope, go back. Click on go to my account. Yeah, and there's my Bitmoji. Click on change outfit. So I did sign up. And so, of course, you can change all of your outfits up at the top, because I know I have a person here who does not have a Bitmoji. And so you can change the outfit. You can change the hair up at the top. Go all the way down, right there. Yes, or I can become blonde, because I hear blonde is more fun with blondes. I've actually thought about it. I saw somebody with some really pretty blonde hair. I was like, might be a little shocking for my husband, though. He don't like too much change. All right, we're going to go back to the Nearpod lesson. All right, now your virtual classroom. If you will click on that. Now we're buffering. All right, so inside of the Google Doc that I'm going to share with you guys is this file. And y'all know, teachers, we are the best at borrowing. So no, this is not mine. I've been to lots of different sessions, and this is one. It was on making a virtual Bitmoji classroom. So when Bitmoji classrooms were like all the rave, especially when we went virtual and everybody had to have a virtual classroom. We Bitmoji'd all our doors at our school. I mean, it was, yeah. I'm still holding on to mine. All right, so this is provided inside that Google Doc. At the top, you'll see everything has like TSIN 2022, and I did make it where it'll be where you can edit. All I ask is that you be careful when you go into this doc, because it is editable. Those of you who know you have Google folders at school, but when it's editable, that means you can also delete it, and that means nobody else can get it. So just be careful. before I shared with everybody, I was talking with a friend. I said, I'm going to make a duplicate folder. That way I still have it, just in case somebody goes in there and mistakenly deletes something. So, of course, so you would actually, this background is already here, so you can just click on like the Bitmoji that's there and delete that Bitmoji and put your Bitmoji in. If you'll scroll down the other slides, so lots of backgrounds already made. Keep going. So even ideas of where to put your Bitmoji and what to have your Bitmoji actually doing. Things for newsletters. All right. We can go back to Nearpod lesson. All right, so now let's talk about linking activities, because how are you going to break out if you don't break in? So click on link your activities. All right, so this is a sample breakout, digital breakout room or escape room. Depends on who you talk to. All right, so if you will click on any of the pictures that's there. All right, so you guys see how the link pops up. So everything inside of your virtual classroom won't necessarily be have a link on it. The students, when you guys get ready to do the experience, you'll see you're going to use a Google form, and then they're going to have to actually figure out where to go inside the room to actually answer the questions, to actually be able to submit the form. Yeah, thank you. One thing I saw in this one, which I thought was neat, was the use of a Padlet actually inside of a breakout room. So all these are external links, which we're going to see in just a minute, that you can do both external links and Nearpod links. And there's that Bitmoji again. So an idea, I know some of you are more techie than others. I didn't take it to the extreme on this one. But one idea is to actually be able to click on your Bitmoji and record a video of you actually talking to your students about this particular activity. So you can make your Bitmoji actually a live video of you. So that would be, I thought was a really creative way. So I've seen this done lots of different types of ways. All right. So this slide, this is a Google slide. And you actually, in order for it to be where you can click on it like this, you have to publish it to the web. So once you make the slide, once you put all the links in it, then you publish the slide to the web. So you have to publish it. If you don't publish it, then all the stuff that kids can move it all around. Once you publish it, then it kind of locks it all, and then they just click on each picture, and it makes all the links just turn live. And I've made that mistake and not published it, thinking, I'm finished. And then when I open it back up, it opened back up on my slide, of course, and it was just a slide again. All right. Let's go back to the Nearpod. All right, so of course you're saying, okay, they just click all around, or how do they know what they're looking at? So you're going to have to make a Google form, and that's actually the actual digital breakout room. So click on Create Google Form. And of course, if you're not a Google school, you can use Microsoft Forms to do this. So if this is an example, and of course, this is also found inside of the Google Drive folder I'm going to share with you guys. And so if you'll notice, these are the different locks that you would actually, that you would have planned on your planner. Now, on the one that you're going to play here today actually are questions, so it's content-based. All right, and then, of course, the locks themselves, click on the blank, because this one's actually, click on the blank so they can see how it's set up. The blank where it says short answer text. It doesn't matter anywhere. Is it not letting you click? Oh, there we go. All right, this is really, 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 really important, because I've tried to do breakout rooms even inside of Schoology. And it is so disheartening. The kids open it up, and they answer one question, and all of the locks open. It's like, okay, they're finished. Or they open it up, and all of your answers are already there. So make note, like put a highlighted, star it, all of the things. You must, so your answer goes here. This is conditional text. So click this drop down for me where it says text on the left-hand side. Go down, right there. All right, so you can put numbers, text, expression, etc. So this is a text answer. So click back on text for me. And then you're going to put the answer right here where it says contains. Then you must type, okay, go back over. Everybody see that? So that's the answer. Then you must type this. If you do not type this, when your students open up this form, every answer will be there. So you must type custom error text. You must type that. You have to put that on every question. Or when they open the form, all your answers will be there already. If you want to change it to, let's go down to a digital lock where the numbers scroll down. Okay, click on the same thing. All right. All right. So same thing, and I put, click on the where it says text. I put number on mine. If you put number, click on number. See where it has greater than. If you want it, if you allow them to have a larger number, click on where it says greater than. If they have to have the, see, so it's more options. So if they have to have that exact number, then you have to click on equal to. But if you want to give them some leeway, you can give them some leeway. Depends on what your activity, what are they answering. And then once again, you'll still need to type in custom error text. You have to do that for every single question, or all the answers will show up when they open it. And I'm going to cross my fingers that doesn't happen today, even though I checked it. All right. Go back up to Nearpod lesson. Trying to check and see what we're doing on time. All right, so this is my student's favorite thing. I have one student every day. He always asks, is there a time to climb when we start our Nearpod lesson? So they have lots of new themes. And you guys, I'm going to leave it on beach because I don't know about you guys, but, as soon as school is out, I'm going to be looking for some water somewhere. Might be a pool. Click on randomize answers. I always click on that. That's a new feature. One of my favorite new features here in Nearpod. Nearpod is where you can pause the game. They just added that this spring, actually. So, like, if you're actually going to be able to see everyone's responses, how many people are getting it correct, how many students are getting it incorrect. Please note, once you choose an answer, you cannot change your answer. So you must, read. And kids hate it. They're like, oh, that's not what I meant to click. And it's already recorded the answer. So they really forces them to make sure that they read. Also, another feature, of course, is timers. That's why I love Nearpod. There's timers on every single question, so they do not get unlimited time. I was going to say. But if you see everybody's getting it incorrect, then you can pause it. And unlike, say, if you're doing a live quizzes or something, that's my other thing I like to use, you can't pause those. But these you can pause in between every single question and actually address what the issue is. All right, we're going to hit close where it says play sound on all student devices. See where it says on? Turn that off. There we go. Hit continue. All right, now let's see who was paying attention. You guys get to choose now an avatar. And you guys, you'd be surprised. Kids, they think this is a big deal. I'm like, you got to just pick one. They're taking forever. And then I got my boys yelling across the room. We love middle school boys. Everybody be a penguin. Everybody be a duck. I'm like, we're just going to all get an avatar and we're going to play this game because you got another Nearpod next week. We got 18 connected. So once again, I can see that there are 33 that originally signed in. And right now we got 20 connected. Now, I will tell you this. So some of my lessons take 2 days to continue. Say, for instance, if someone is absent, then, of course, they didn't log in on the second day because they're not here that day. So then, of course, you're going to end up it's going to end up being red because they didn't get back on the second day. All right, we're still at 23. Maybe some people online. We're going to go ahead and get started. All right, hit start game. Is the sound going to come out? Is it going to come out up here? No? No sound? Oh, that's what makes it fun. We like sound. All right, we got 21 correct, 5 no answer, 6 no answer. All right. Oh, yeah, we got music now. So this is a new feature where you can see class performance at the bottom. So I really like the amount of feedback. And one thing else I do like about Nearpod, I know people say, why you love Nearpod so much? There's other platforms. Because when you have a problem with them, there is someone that will answer your question today. You don't get some like robo ticket when you send an email and it's like, someone will get back with you in 24 hours. No. I need help now. All right, we got Davison and Whaley and Kimberly and Christy and Catherine in our top 5. All right, we're moving. Kimberly's jumped up to number 1. We got 3 people got that incorrect. What will happen if you don't type custom error text? I know I emphasized that question. It looks like my students' responses. And the kids go, she said that. All right. I was told I had some goodies up here. Are they in the bag? Are my goodies in the bag? They're not back there? No? Okay. I knew I didn't see any when I came in here. So I'm going to have to, will you take a picture of that, of those names? Because they told me I had goodies to give to you guys. So top 5, go to the registration table and let them know that you were supposed to get something from this session and that wasn't in this room. Because I specifically asked for you to have your goodies. So my students, I will tell you, at the end of every Nearpod, I try to do a time to climb at the end of every Nearpod. Some of them I just do an exit ticket just because of time's sake. But for every time to climb, I do give out a little treat. My principal's here, so I don't know. But they get a they get a little dum-dum sucker. So it's like, it's not enough that, they're going to be like on a sugar high going down the hall. But y'all would be surprised like what kids will do for that little bitty dum-dum sucker. And of course, I tell them they got to eat it in my classroom. Don't take it down to another teacher's classroom. Go, but Miss King gave me this sucker. No, and you should have ate it in Miss King's class. Because that's what I tell them when they bring stuff to my room. But of course, some kids, they don't want, sucker. They don't like candy. So other treats I have is stickers. And of course, you guys, even adults like stickers. So I order because of the pandemic, everybody's got the little water bottles. So I ordered the science stickers that they can put on like water bottles so they're like washable and they can keep them. And believe it or not, most of my girls, they love stickers. They don't even go for the candy. And then the other treat I have is the little armbands, something that somebody gave me. It was from like some SeaWorld or something I went to, and somebody was like, here's a bag of armbands. So when you go to all these little conferences and you have little sessions and people are giving away stuff, take it all. And then you have a nice little treat box or bag you can give to your students at the end of their time to climb. They don't have to know you didn't buy it. All right. And it's not moving. Is it frozen? May have to click. All right, now you're going to experience a digital escape room. So if you will click on the experience. No, it's not letting you click? No. Okay. Don't know what happened. Oh, there it goes. Oh, okay. I was like, no, I know I got on this. All right. If you would click on Welcome to Physical Science. So this is the subject I teach, or one of the subjects I teach. And this is actually the questions that, guess what I didn't do? And I even checked it, you guys. I played it on my cell phone, myself. Okay, so now you see what I mean. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so of course, you guys can go back to the classroom, and they can see what the answers are. So they can go to the activities. Go back. All right, so the background, I'll go back to the form for me so we can look at the background story. Because I want you to see how simple this is. I tried to, where it says welcome to physical science. All right, So I kept this backstory really simple. I know because some teachers are like, I don't know how to write like curriculum and make this all fancy. You don't have to be fancy. Literally this little header that was already in Google Forms. I did not make that. I didn't find it. And then as you can see, my little backstory is real simple. It says, help, there are frogs everywhere in Miss King's physical science classroom. And you guys, there really are frogs all over my classroom. Pictures, stickers, everywhere. And is someone playing a practical joke? I figured, that could happen. Help find the answers by searching for clues in the classroom. So then we go back to the classroom. If you'll go back. So let's talk about, now you're saying, but I thought this was in Nearpod. So you can actually link activities from Nearpod. So you do not have to use Nearpod like a full lesson, which I know a lot of people, that's what they pretty much know Nearpod as. So if you will click for me on the periodic table of elements. Click on join as guest, join lesson. If you use ClassLink or any of those other single sign-ons, then of course your students will have to click on the single sign-on to get on. All right, so this is actually a drag and drop activity that's actually made in Nearpod. This is made in Nearpod. So each one of the activities that are in Nearpod, whether it's video, etc., you actually make each individual activity separate in Nearpod. And then, so it'll just be one slide that's in Nearpod. Then you're going to take that one activity, which will show like your lesson show, and then you're actually going to hit student paste, and then it's going to give you a link. Then you're going to take that link, and then you're going to embed the link inside of your Bitmoji Virtual Classroom. So that is what we mean by a breakout room inside of Nearpod, because you're actually going to take each individual activity and embed it into your Google slide. So, of course, it's drag and drop. And if you guys notice, so I could have, if you'll notice, all the elements are still there. It didn't eliminate any. You can set it up where it will eliminate elements for them. And so the question was, it had to do something with argon. So they had to actually fill all the table in correctly, and then they would, based off the question, then they would have been able to type in argon based off this activity for the first question. Because the only thing I don't like about this particular activity right now with Nearpod, it does not score it for you. When they hit submit, it just shows you what they put, and then you have to go into the report, and you have to actually see what they put. It doesn't actually tell them it doesn't give them any feedback. You, as a teacher, only person can give them feedback after they complete the activity. This is relatively still new in Nearpod. It's not even a year old, this particular feature. So a lot of teachers have been dropping that. If you get on the Nearpod Facebook group, it is a real person. I'm here to tell you, real person. And so if you have a question, you want to give feedback, something you want changed, you literally can just type it in the Nearpod Facebook group. And they are gathering information actually from that group. All right, hit submit just so they can see what it looks like. And you can also draw on top of it. And literally that's all the student gets. All right, go back to the lesson. All right, if you will go to, because I added a different one, click on the table. Join as guests. And this is the last activity. Join lesson. I believe this is vocabulary. It is. So click on play.
Yo,
and this
in
is
a
actually
chemical reaction,
owned by Nearpod.
Substances called reactants interact to produce one or more
If
new
you don't have, your school doesn't have a
products.
premium account, you will not have access to vocabulary.
That are true of any chemical reaction. You want to know what they are?
You get 3
Pay
for free without a premium account.
Here we go. 1. A chemical reaction's always the same. Do the same reaction again, it won't change. Reactions occur in predictable ways. It's not random like pigs flying all over the place. The same reactants produce the same products.
So they have vocabulary that goes along with the songs. They have lessons that go along with the songs, assessments that go along with the songs. And as you can see, physical science is a ninth grade course, so it's high school. But of course, they also have elementary as well.
Produce a new compound. See, it's now AB. That's a synthesis. When substances come together, get the gist? In decomposition, molecules break apart. That's not easy to mend, like a broken heart. If it's displacement, synthesis, or decomposition, you know.
And they are always adding. They just got acquired by Renaissance Learning. If you guys are familiar with them, Nearpod was acquired by them. And so they are now. We can stop. Go back to the lesson. Yeah, we can go back up to the lesson. A lot of people say it's a lot of money for Nearpod, and teachers don't want to have to go in and like make all their own stuff, and they want like a curriculum. So Nearpod listened again, and when Renaissance purchased them, they're actually working on math. That's what they're starting with first. So they're going to actually have an entire math curriculum built as part of Nearpod. All right. So those are Nearpod activities. Of course, you can do outside links to like online. Click on the file cabinet. Join as guests. Join as guests. Join lesson. So here's another drag and drop, and I actually created this one. Push the instructions up. So this particular template, at first I talked to somebody, I was at a conference, and it was a Nearpod pioneer, and I was all over the line looking for a template to make a drag and drop sort activity. They was like, I don't know why you were, because it's already in Nearpod. So all of that whole column that you see, that's already built into Nearpod. All I had to do was type in the headers at the top, and then I went and found these chemical reactions, and then they have to just drag and drop and sort them into the box. Now, what I do, because this doesn't give immediate feedback, what I will do is, as the students finish them, and you can add I believe you can add a timer to this one as well. But once the students finish, if you want your classes small, mine is like 33 kids. So sometimes I'm able to get around and check everybody and do a spot check, and sometimes not. It's moving pretty fast. Then you can go around and do a spot check, because this is just one simple, straightforward activity. All right, let's go back. All right. Okay, it's not letting me move forward again. And here is our number 4. This is your surprise. So if you do not have Nearpod, you have access now, because you attended this session today, to a gold account for free for 3 months. And you can share this. You can start it whenever. I just renewed my paperwork to be a Nearpod pioneer. So, because we're basically like on a contract to be able to do things with them. And if you really like Nearpod like I do, I would suggest that you go ahead and get like your Nearpod certification and really get on it, and then you can become a Nearpod pioneer, because it doesn't expire. And as a Nearpod pioneer, I have an unlimited account, and I have access to all the things. So I have my school, however, we do have Nearpod, so I have my school Nearpod account, and then I have my own Nearpod pioneer account. And that's the account we're on today, because my school doesn't have vocabulary, so I wouldn't have been able to show it to you guys. But on my Nearpod pioneer account, I have access to all of their features, and it has unlimited space. All right. Everybody get a picture? So thank you for attending. I did want to leave some time in for questions and answers. If you have Twitter, which I have Twitter, I've been already tweeting today. Follow me on Twitter, MZKing80. It's a great way. I tell my husband, he was like, what is up with you? Because he likes Twitter too. And I was like, this is where I get all my good information. It's my PLN. It's not like Facebook. For those of you like, I don't like social media. Not like Facebook. I don't post on there because it's too messy. But I like Twitter because literally I just post about, conferences, and I get to meet people. In fact, with Nearpod, they're doing like a meet see thing, so I got to meet with another Nearpod certified person, and then this particular, she's like a tech person. She became a pioneer this year. Well, we did an online conference call last 2 Fridays ago on Meetsy. You guys ever used that before? It was different, and then she was able to blast it on Twitter, and now we're friends on Twitter, and I actually get a chance to even talk to her. She lives in Louisiana. So get to meet all kinds of people, find out all neat and new things, maybe some things that your district doesn't do. You're like, that's cool, I'm gonna try that out. Anybody got any questions? Or what questions do you have? I know somebody's got a question. Hold on. Because the people can't hear you online, they may have the same question.
The free account, the 3 months, will that include vocabulary or not?
I think you can get 3
Okay. I beg every year to get it. So,
to get
vocabulary.
vocabulary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you only will get 3.
But that's better than
Any other questions? No other questions? Yes. Hold on, because the people online might have the same question.
So I'm a first grade teacher. Does anyone in here have experience with using Nearpod in the K through 2 classroom?
Hold on. Hold on. Because people online can't hear you.
Like I said, I have a 3rd and 5th grader, and I know their teachers use Nearpod quite often. So yes.
You can just do lots of drag and drop.
You can do drag and drop.
So there's matching, which wasn't on here. There's drag and drop. They can also draw, which we didn't use the draw feature. So one of the activities I know they use with younger kids, they'll give them like an object, and then they have to, based off like a short little prompt that the teacher will read to them, and then they actually draw with, especially with their finger. So they can draw things with their hands, with their fingers. Oh yes, so because haven't used this feature a lot. As a teacher, you can record up to 10 minutes on every single slide, audio. You can record, and your students can record audio. That's another reason I really love tech. For those of you who are like, well, I teach like kids with all kind of learning disabilities. I do a lot of things that allow them to either like go online and find pictures. There's a collaboration board, which we didn't get a chance to use on here. And one of the new features in the collaboration space, it allows them to like record audio. They can record video. They can go online and find pictures to say, go find a picture on whatever. And you can record the directions of you verbally saying them. Like I said, you can record up to 10 minutes of your voice. You can also record up to 10 minutes of music and put on a slide. So lots of things. And then as a teacher, after they answer on the collaboration board, you can actually sort it live in front of them. You can sort it. One of the things that we didn't get a chance to use today is the whiteboard up at the top. Say, for instance, you're teaching and kids are like all over the place, like deer in headlights. And you're like, I got to stop. So you can go up. Will you click on this up here for me at the top on the right, the whiteboard? The thing looks like a TV. So I can actually stop and I can actually start writing, like if I was like writing on the board. You can also add activities. Say, for instance, you're like, I need to take a real quick poll. So you can, in the middle of your Nearpod, you can actually add a poll right there, right in the middle. So it's not like a stagnant platform. Something that's new, go back. Close the whiteboard. Just click close whiteboard. This is new up here at the top. It's a brain break. I know in elementary school, everybody's like, we need brain breaks. So click on that for me. Yes. So all kind of videos for brain breaks. That's something new. When I say new, literally just added it like last month. So any other questions? As y'all can see, like I like all things Nearpod. And my principal will tell you. And my students. Any other questions? I'm always looking for new ways to use it. Like I said, you can use it as a live newsletter. You can use it as a single activity. Oh, those of you who teach science, this does integrate with PhET labs. So you can actually do like a mini lab, like digital virtual lab. Also, there are virtual field trips on here, which I didn't embed because I was like, we don't have all that much time. It's almost like endless. And if they don't have it, they listen. If you just type it inside of they have a community here on Nearpod, and you can actually type feedback. And they really listen to their, because there's actually teachers. That's who they hire to work for them, are all teachers. And so that they understand the pain. I will say this, though, because they do listen and they're always upgrading. Literally every spring and fall, they add new features. The price kind of keeps going up because they're being all the things to all people. But it eliminates your district from buying other things. Any other questions? Nope. So it can be a single purchase. The only downfall, so our district, I was introduced to this in my district 4 years ago, and then they didn't repurchase it, so then I purchased it because I loved it that much. It was like $100, and at that time, like $50. But the most that you can buy as a teacher is a gold account. And that's something that a lot of teachers have been kind of like, why is that the highest level that I can buy? And from marketing standpoint, they did that because they feel like if you love it that much, then go harass your principal and district and ask them to buy it, because they make more money if your school buys an account or your district versus every teacher just buying a gold account, or if they gave you all the things that you could get with a district account. And I know some teachers, they just said, well, if I want it, why not just charge me more? Because that's what I really want. It is an investment. I will say that. I didn't have a problem paying the $150 because I use it literally every day. And it's my saving grace. My lesson is in the same format every day. My students know what to expect. It's got my standard. It's got my objective. Every single slide. I start my lesson out with a GIF file normally. Like that's my, let's make an observation. Let's talk about what we're looking at here before I even start the lesson. Any other questions? Oh, interactive video. Forgot about those because we couldn't do that because the way this is set up. But every video you see on YouTube, how many guys ever use Edpuzzle? I know everybody's like, I like Edpuzzle. It has interactive videos. So they have some pre-made, and you can also make your own. And it gives immediate feedback. And you can do it live, or they can do it student paced. And you can trim videos in Nearpod. So you don't have to do the whole video. You can trim it down. Any other questions? They are activities in Nearpod. So like there was a ton of activities that we couldn't get to all of them. So when you go to Google Slides and you go to open in Nearpod as your extension over on the side, or if you just go inside of Nearpod, then you'll see a list of drop down on the right-hand side, and it'll show you all of the activities you can add, like you embed between the slides. And if you have a worksheet, here's another thing. I haven't taken up a sheet of paper, you guys. This will be year number 3. I do not take up papers. So my worksheets with Nearpod, if you want them to do a worksheet, you just scan it as a PDF, you upload it, and you turn the draw feature on. In the draw feature, they just type directly on top of it. Are they on iPad? It wouldn't scroll down. That sounds like might be a glitch issue. If you have those, like I say, send them a message. Like they have a chat, and their chat is not a bot. It's a person. Like they have people that they pay. That's all they do. In fact, if you decide you want to be a Nearpod pioneer, they actually have pioneers that actually help with some of those things. I'll be doing a Twitter chat on May 25th. So like their pioneers host their Twitter chats. So I mean, it's when you talk about a big team, it's a big team. When you're looking at about 500 people across the world, that's pioneers that's doing things with Nearpod. And I got to experience firsthand with their Camp Engage. I had 180 people on a virtual workshop that I did on gamification from all over the world. One to my Middle East, South America, speaking all kind of language. Some of them didn't speak English. They had a translator, like translating my whole presentation for them. I mean, so this is lots of support, big network. You can just get like your Pioneer certification badge. They have like a virtual badge now, and then they have an advanced badge and just a certification badge. And if you decide you want to go further, then you can apply to be a Nearpod Pioneer. Any other questions? It's worth it. I mean, just to have an account that is yours. And they do pay if you do present. I didn't actually sign up because this is not one of those approved conferences, but they pay you if you do a conference or you work a conference that's approved in the ed tech conferences. Any other questions? Okay, let me go on my account. You guys, if you don't have any other questions, I don't have anything else to unless you want to see the Google slide that I'm going to show her.